A week ago, Senator Ron Johnson from Wisconsin was being interviewed by, I guess, a Milwaukee radio host, Jay Weber, about King V Burwell. Listen to this exchange as to... Now, you understand, the King v. Burwell case is simply about the perception that if the federal government runs a state's exchange, then nobody in that exchange is eligible for subsidies. I'm not going to get into the argument about that, but just assume that's what it is. And Ron Johnson does basically address it. He says, well, the president could just pass a law, or could just ask us to pass a law that says explicitly all exchanges are eligible to subsidies like they are now. Listen to this exchange. Listen to what they complain about is going to be the response.
You have an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal today about the GOP being prepared to react when and if a few million people can no longer afford their health insurance as a result of the King v. Burwell ruling. And I like your main point. A lot of conservatives think that ruling in our favor on our side of the aisle would kill Obamacare. It doesn't. And we're going to be under heavy pressure to roll over to the White House and quickly fix it. And the White House is going to be proposing fixes that amount to passing a sentence or two of new legislation that closes up a few technicalities.
Yeah, precisely. Unfortunately, President Obama's response to an adverse decision, in other words, one that actually follows the law, would be really simple. Just a one-sentence bill allowing those subsidies to flow through federal exchanges and or offer the governors, hey, we know you got those federal exchanges, just sign the dotted line. We'll make those established by the state.
All right, pause it.
Of course, he'll have...
Now, this also exposes why the King v. Burwell case is such a joke. Because... they're arguing on even Ron Johnson say, well, if the ruling does fall in favor, it is all based on a technicality, and it really is not much about it. And the president could just have us do a one-sentence fix on this to actually have the law operate like everyone anticipated it would.
Established by the state. Mm-hmm. And, of course, he'll have the ads all racked up with the individuals that have benefited from Obamacare on the backs of the American taxpayer. I mean, he'll have all those examples as well. So
and the sad sack stories about who's dying from what and why they can't get their coverage. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the only way we...
Oh, yeah. The sad sack stories about who's dying, and it's all just going to be about people dying, and we're supposed to feel bad for them because they're dying and they don't have health care. This is sort of a demented perspective. Totally sociopathic. Like, it is so unfair to us that they have all the people who are dying from the lack of health care coverage on their side. And we just have the people who have to pay an extra 3% on their capital gains above $250,000 on our side. It's just like when Rand Paul goes on television and doesn't get the fruit platter that all the Democrats get.
It'd be really nice if I get a Democratic fruit platter at some point, just in the nature of fairness.
But instead, all you get is the guys who have to go on TV and complain that they're paying 3% more in capital gains taxes, which is still 10, 15% less than they would have paid 30 years ago.
Let me guess. Instead of a nice strawberry, I'm going to have to answer a question about some whiny kid who isn't going to get their cancer medication because we're going to take away their health care. Mm-hmm. Wah, wah, wah.
There you go.
So ridiculously unfair. By the way, if I need to support Obamacare to become president, I will. I hate my dad.
There you go.
And I will be vindicated.
All right, we got to take a break, head into the...